Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of Where's That Bar Cart? I am one of your hosts, Nick Dury, alongside
Daryl Purvis.
I'm Monty Scott.
He is actually Monty Scott. What a incredible guest. We asked this guest to come on actually in season 1 and just didn't work out, but we were so excited to have him. The second guest, as we sort of alluded in last week's episode, Gare Joyce is the unofficial MVP of this podcast because he's connected with so many luminaries of Canadian sports and sports journalism. It's Michael Grange is on the podcast this week. What a guest. My goodness.
Yeah, a writer for Sportsnet, but also any NBA fans who are joining us from non-Canadian parts. He's a regular on Toronto Raptor broadcasts.
Yeah.
You're 2023 world champion, Toronto Raptors. So
2003?
23 coming up. I got big
2023.
expectations, but big expectations.
Oh, wow. Calling the
Yeah.
shot. DP.
I saw them play that one exhibition game. I'm like, this is it.
You know when you know, Daryl. I tell you, I myself have put $7,500 on the Raptors to win this thing.
Did you
And
really?
I need it. I got.
Are you asking us for money right now? You need $7,500.
I got 28-1, so there's nothing for anyone to worry about.
Nice. Nice. I like it.
Can you imagine if you won that? That'd be amazing.
Oh, I tell you, it's even.
I don't think you really put 7,500, knowing that you have a wedding coming up. I know that you're probably not putting that kind of money on a Raptors bet.
Well, but I'm a gambler. You know, I told her that. Like, listen, we're gonna have a hell of a wedding if the Raptors win this thing, but if not, yeah.
There's no gamble in love. She's a great fiance.
That's right. Or golf.
That's true. There's no gamble in love. It's only the wedding that's gambled right now.
We're recording this before we interviewed Michael. We've heard some anecdotes about how he was paid a year's salary to try to become a single-digit player. So we'll obviously ask him about that, and that sounds like a kind of fascinating year. But super excited that he said yes, and kind of humbled that he said yes. And again, thank you, Gare, for hooking us up.
I was also paid a year's salary, but it wasn't enough to give you a membership anywhere. So unfortunate.
I'm pumped. I'm pumped for this one. I'm pumped for the Raptors season. I'm just excited. I'm ready to go.
I've never seen you so energetic.
No, I'm fired up. You know what? The reason why I might seem a little bit low key. I've been doing wind sprints outside of my street, and people are like, "What's because if somebody that looks like me is running at you full speed for no reason, it's alarming to a lot of the neighbors."
Are you training for something, or are you just doing wind sprints?
This is a deep
podcast.
This is a deep cut into your new stand-up material. But are you covering your legs in chocolate while you're doing so?
Yeah. Well, that's experiments. You don't know until can you run faster with chocolate on your legs? Do we know? No.
Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. But I tell you what, it makes perfect sense for people to be scared if I just come running on a corner running full speed. But
well, sure, especially covered in chocolate.
It's alarming.
I would think he just robbed a chocolate factory at the very least. Something's gone wrong.
So he fell into a vat of chocolate when he was trying to.
We still haven't played together. We got to do it soon. The weather's turned. There's frost warnings every day basically now, or the days are running out. So we'll make it a priority to play golf together at least one more time.
Where are you getting your warnings, Nick? There's frost warnings. Everyone's like, watch out.
There's frost warnings on the golf courses now. Virtually every morning for the last 6 mornings.
Oh yeah, I saw Nick running by me. His legs were covered in frost.
It's the only way I can stay warm.
So like that guy must have just got out of the freezer. He's running with frost in his legs. It doesn't.
Monty and I do have classic runner builds, I will say.
Yeah, we're sleek.
I wouldn't think. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say none of us have a runner's build.
Fair.
Yeah. Well, fair. I mean, it depends on the runner. Depends on what you need the runner to do. You wouldn't say a Clydesdale has a horse's runner's build,
Yeah, maybe a run to the fridge. We say need someone to be a runner for the fridge.
Yeah, but if you want somebody to run over somebody else, will you take a Clydesdale? You'd consider us, I think. You can give us a look.
I'd take the Clydesdale 100 times out of 100.
That's probably a good move.
I got $7,500 on a Clydesdale to take someone down before we do.
28-1 odds.
Yeah.
28-1 odds. He's going to take down someone at your wedding, Monty.
Well, if you bring the Clydesdale in, but then again, if there's no Clydesdale, I would take me all day long, or either of the two of you guys. Are you kidding me? You're probably going to take somebody into a cake at some point.
Anyway, we got a podcast. I
We
completely
do.
forgot about.
We should
Uh,
say thank you to Comedy Records for us being a part of your podcast network. It's still yet to be unnamed, but I know that they're supporting the pods that they've got on the network, which is great. So happy to be a part of it. And yeah,
Comedy Records Uber Alice.
I'm
was
sorry.
that Latin?
Well, I'm sorry. I was speaking. I guess it's German. Comedy Records Uber Alice.
This is
What part of
the
what
Monty
part
has
of
a
Uber Alice
stroke.
don't you guys understand?
I honestly thought he was speaking in tongues for a second.
Did I say Uber Alice too straight faced? Or was it like, did this guy just whisper Uber Alice to me? I'm like,
No, I think you said it too German. I
Yeah.
don't know what that means.
sorry guys, I went too German. It's happened before.
What does
I'll call it back.
Uber Alice mean?
Over everything.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was apt. In the end, it was apt.
Well, in
Yes.
fairness, it was a different language, but you know.
Mhm.
All right,
Mhm.
enjoy us and Mr. Michael Grange.
Welcome to the podcast, Michael Grange, everybody.
Thanks for having me on.
What a treat.
Yeah,
You,
it's real short. Come
you-
talk golf. Difficult for me.
I can imagine. You were very highly recommended by our mutual friend Gare Joyce, as I mentioned in my message.
The Gare's a good man. So
He was, or he
so
is. He
likewise.
still is.
He didn't really say much about you, but I figured if he was about to recommend me as to somebody to waste their time, I thought he would. I thought that itself was would have spoke well of you.
Well, thank you. That's very nice of you to say. Let me ask you this out of the gate. When was the last golf round you played, Michael?
Funny enough, when is this going on?
It is going on a week Sunday.
Okay, so I actually played today, but it's the first I hadn't played for about nearly 2 weeks because I was out west with the team and all of that. But normally I play. It's rare for me not to play I play a lot. I play quite a bit. So
Really?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this because we talked about this in the intro. I
I'm
don't
a
know
bit
how-
embarrassed to say exactly how much, so I won't.
Well, no, I would like to know that then.
Yes. What I don't know how early you played this morning. Was there a frost warning?
There wasn't because I played in the afternoon. So it was
Okay.
actually
All right.
pristine. It was beautiful. Yeah.
Was really hoping for you to validate my frost warning that I've been experiencing, but you played in the
Right.
afternoon. Good.
No, come October, yeah, you don't play in the mornings, would be my advice.
I suppose so. Thank you. Very sound advice. No, really. How often do you play?
I probably play about 3 times a week, I would guess.
Well, that's not bad. It's a
Yeah, what's
Yeah,
embarrassing
and
about
that's there'd be people who would dispute that and say it's more than that. No,
random people.
like
Or your family.
in my own defense, my job's a little bit seasonal. I do
Right.
work nights, I do work weekends, and my
Yeah.
children they only want my money, not my time. So
Sure.
so I don't have that many obstacles anymore to play, and for a long time I didn't play at all because all those things weren't true. And
Right.
I'm
So
making up for that.
why do you have so many accusers? Why are you defending yourself right out the gate?
I only really have one accuser, really, but she's an important one. So,
Sure.
and kind of, my wife is very understanding. She's the person who got me into golf.
Really.
Yeah, but there's a point in the golf season where she's like enough, like. So.
You push her to your,
And that's
push her to her
usually the
limit.
point of the golf season going, yeah, but it's almost over. So yes, I'm going to play every single day I can because soon it'll be winter.
Yeah,
So-
frost warnings.
Yeah,
I gotta get
You
these
have
in,
to
frost warnings.
you have to heed frost warnings. What about during the Raptors season? Are you taking your clubs with you on trips and playing?
I almost never do that. I actually don't think I've ever done it just because those trips are always so fast and
Mm.
hectic. So it's never worth it. I guess the couple times I've been to Victoria for Canada basketball stuff, the schedule is a little bit lighter, and
Mhm.
so I've brought clubs and played. Rob LaRock, who's the head pro at Bear Mountain, is very very nice guy, and kind of end up playing at a bit of a discount there. A really nice facility. So And I once talked my way onto Victoria Golf Club in Victoria, which was also really, really cool. So
Nice.
yeah, but as a rule, I kind of try and
Just focus on your job.
I find if I bring the clubs, then all I'm thinking about is trying to play golf.
Mm.
And really, I should, I try to separate my addiction from my job.
There's somehow a scarce amount of info about you online. I don't know if that's by design or not. I do want to talk about, Gare floated this notion of the Globe paying your salary for a year to try to become a single digit, which I definitely want to talk to you about. But
Yes.
before we get there, where did you grow up, and did you grow up playing at all?
No, I didn't grow up playing at all. Grew up kind of hating golf and golfers. And I was had no real exposure to the game at all, and was kind of a basketball guy and just didn't really get it. And then, but I grew up mostly in Toronto. That's not originally where I'm from, but mostly is good enough. And then so I got into golf. Probably I was about 30, maybe 31, something like that. And like, as I mentioned, my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, had her claim to fame. And I'll leave that out. But she had played some golf, just for fun growing up, and was quite a good athlete. And so this was probably the late 90s. And so it was, Tiger Woods was in ascendance, and golf was kind of in a kind of the last golf boom before COVID created the golf boom. And so it seemed like a thing to do. And so I kind of got into it skeptically, and, and guess what? I kind of got hooked and got frustrated and kind of wanted to solve it and all those kinds of things. And as it relates to Gare and the Globe and Mail, what happened right around then was, almost instantly from playing golf, I ended up covering golf because
Oh, really?
we almost didn't have anyone to do it. And so I remember covering the Canadian Senior Open at Royal St. George's, or St. George's, I guess. Royal St. George's is not on Islington Avenue. And and literally being in, and I like, it might even have been Gary Player, was in the media, like, little room there, and he starts going through his scorecard, and he's like, I got up and down for bogey here, I got up and down there, and I'm like, he just goes through his whole card in shorthand, and I literally have no idea what he's talking about. And I phoned the one good friend I had who was a golfer. I was like, what is this guy saying? He kind of explained it to me. And, and right around then I started playing.
That's wild.
Yeah. And so I kind of say it's like I went from kind of like golf wise, kind of, having a couple of beers and a puff of a joint, to like mainlining pure Colombian cocaine.
And you're not describing your experiences on the golf course.
This is all metaphorical. But
Okay,
instantly went from like literally kind of going and playing at Scarlet Woods with friends, and like the next week I'd be covering, the U.S. Open at Bethpage kind of thing. And then kind of very soon into that as well, an editor, like, this wasn't even my own idea, said to me, why don't you do a story about, what it would take to if you got good instruction, how fast could you improve as a rough beginner, which is what I was. And so this guy, Henry Brunton, who was a longtime national team coach and is, PGA top 100 instructor and really well-recognized guy in the golf world, agreed to the premise. And so we would kind of meet once a week, once every couple of weeks, and he would give me golf lessons, and then I would kind of write about the lesson, and then I would go out and play and write about how terrible I was. And this went on for, I think, 2 summers. I think it was called How Low Can You Go? So, and the premise would be, could I break 100 or could I break 90? It was a long way from breaking scratch or being scratch. And I think by the end of the second year, I was kind of right around 90 on a good day, sort of thing.
Wow.
But
that's
it was
good.
but it was really fun. Like it was, and so I was kind of in this weird, getting this high level instruction, and then I'd go and listen to Tiger Woods press conferences, and then I'd go and watch Mike Weir from inside the ropes at Pebble Beach. Like it was a
Yeah.
really weird existence, and it was a lot of fun. And then we had our first kid, and then we had our second kid, and then I retired.
But that was it. Okay,
I
let's
didn't-
go
I didn't-
back.
I literally did not play golf for about 12 years.
Really?
Yeah.
I love the idea that the Globe and Mail tried to put you together like the $6 million man, the $6 million Grange. They put you together.
Well, what was interesting to me was I tried to make it not really about myself and more about like these are sort of themes that golfers kind of deal with and challenges that are a little bit in common, and people really reacted really well to them. I mean, it was kind of
Really?
before we had like page views and measurements and things like that. It was but you would like for years that's what people would talk to me about as, oh, that's the guy, that's the golf guy, that's the guy who wrote about this. And like even I'm talking like 10-15 years later, people would bring it up. So it
That's
resonated
great.
among weirdo golfers.
It's also like an interesting like thing. You're covering athletes somewhat in their prime for the most part, but then you get to go on this athletic excursion, trying to become the best that you could possibly be, given
Right.
as many resources or more resources than the typical person.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
That must
I
have been
was
super
really,
fascinating too.
it was really cool. It was also like really awkward. I'm
Was
not gonna
it?
lie, because I'm kind of I'm as vain as the next person, I guess. And so it actually created like for me, like some real like internal I guess awkwardness, right? Because
Sure.
I would kind of get introduced, or not introduced, but invited to play in these scrambles or pro-ams or like sort of golf type events, or I would even show up and play in among a group of people, even just be invited to play golf, period. And people would be like, oh, you're the guy writing about golf, you're the guy who's getting these instructions, you're the guy. And I would like, yeah, I'd almost I'd go start triple like, see,
Right.
I suck, right? Like, and just it was, or it was kind of, and then people would be, oh, what like, why, who are you to be writing about Tiger Woods when you are horrible? So it was kind of, it was both exhilarating and painful. But
I bet.
it was, I would say this, like covering golf, it's a great thing to cover, because the access is really good. You literally get to walk inside the ropes, or used to. I haven't done it for a long time, but I'm pretty sure that's still the case. And I used to say, like, if someone was going to pay for like the experiences I would have in a summer, which would be covering all 4 majors and the Canadian Open at minimum, and often a Ryder Cup, or President's Cup, and all with like I like, what would some rich dude pay for that? Like
Right. Yeah,
100 grand?
totally.
I don't
Yeah,
know. Like
I know.
like rich people pay for anything. And and I was obviously, it was literally my job, so it was kind of neat.
That's wild. Like we've had a couple of writers on. We've had Tim Warnsby on and Gare, and the topic often comes up of like the best golfer amongst like your industry, which is a weird thing, because I don't know if you guys talk about who's the best basketball player who's covering the Raptors or NBA.
It is kind of, that is a thing at times, and sorry, I'm just realizing I'm overcooking my leftovers.
I was just hoping you were getting another
The,
beer. But
I was hoping he was going to show us a golf trophy of some sort. I'm not telling you who's the best, but then he held up a giant trophy.
So but yeah, so on that topic, I was never in consideration of being the best golf writer. I was never never in the running for that.
Sure. Okay. All right. That's fair. What
I was one of the better. I was one of the better basketball writers. I could lay claim to that, but
That's a pretty good one for sure.
I would say during those
lessons.
Let me
tell you,
what was harder for you? Was have you broken 90? Do you
Yeah.
break 90 now?
My golf story kind of ends when my second child is born, and I literally go cold turkey. I'm like, okay, this is untenable. My wife works, I travel, my kids are young. Like, I'm not going to play like once every 6 weeks, right? I just be terrible. Like and so they're kind of a nice. So I just figured I was never going to play again, and then my son turns 12, and he happens to have a friend who kind of gets him into golf, and he's like completely independently. Like I never even like did the old take him to the driving range thing. I was like, I'm not gonna introduce those kind of, that to him. I'm not gonna do that to him. And so anyway, so he some bad kid on our street introduced him to the drug called golf. And so he, next thing you know, like he's like, well, Dad, can you take me to the golf course? Okay. Can we go hit balls? Okay. Well, why don't you hit some balls? I go, okay. And then next thing you know, like I'm playing again, and then that was probably 6 years ago, and I've pretty much been full throttle since then, with my son as my beard.
Nice.
Me and Alice just gonna go play some golf. Don't worry about it. We're all good.
He hasn't been to school in 3 weeks.
No, it's a bit of a tragic story, but
let me ask you this: is the friend of the kid who got your son into it, is he affiliated with the Globe and Mail?
He's not, but he turned out to be like I always say this when parents are like wishing their kid could get into golf, or hoping. My best advice is stay the fuck out of it. Like the best way for your kid to get into golf is you can introduce him, but there's no such thing as some kid, in my experience, or if some kid who's like hits 11 or 12 and all they want to do is golf with their dad, like no, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But if that kid, finds his own little group of friends that then he'll be golfing forever, and then eventually you'll have a golf buddy. But the kid who got my son into it turned out to be like, my son's a decent player, he's a single handicap, but the kid who got him into it is like bananas. Like he's like a plus, and competes in tournaments, played college golf, and so
I'm kind of obsessed with people who take time off golf and then come back to it. So like, just for context, we're all in our 40s. I think Daryl's 50.
Yeah.
Right? Daryl's 50. I've been playing since Daryl and I have been playing since we were kids, basically. I've owned 2 sets of irons my whole life. I think Daryl's probably owned 2 or 3.
No,
One.
I used to get a new set every year. Are you kidding me?
Oh, okay, never mind. I screwed that up. And Monty's Monty, would you say 2?
Yeah, 3. I got rid of one. I got rid of one of them. I didn't like it as much. So
Mike,
really.
So when you came back to golf and then you get really into it, are you overhauling your bag? Like, we're not technical golfers, right? We don't really get into that shit. But like, I'm just kind of curious.
I'm not. That's a good question. I'm not a tech nerd by any stretch. I had, in that process I was talking about, I got fitted. I ast some really nice equipment back then, but I do vividly remember, like I felt like a guy who'd sort of been in prison for 20 years, and like he's out on the street and like, what is these things that people are talking into, and you know what I mean, like, and so like literally being on the golf course, and like everyone's like, why is fucking everyone checking the time? What is going on? Like, what am I missing? And it was only after a number of rounds of this, people were checking their watches for the yardages. They go, what? That kind of stuff. And so I had, at the time I was playing like I had bought like a Big Bertha, I don't know, Warbird, I can't even remember. I'm the least tech golf guy ever.
Sure.
And at the time it was a pretty good driver I bought used. And I kept using that for like a couple of years. Like I kind of was like, am I really going to go down this rabbit hole again? And then I did. And so I think about I'm probably into my 3rd full season with, a pretty nice set of Titleist irons and
nice
PSI 2 driver. Yeah. So like, I'm not like a guy who's like changing his wedges every 25
Sure.
rounds thing. But like I do spend a lot of time at it, so you might as well have equipment you. I'm a big guy. Like I getting fitted if you can afford it is worth it, and and they do last forever. Like with the irons I have, I presume I've played I don't know how many rounds, but I'm sure I'm going to play 3 times as many as I have already with them.
Nice. And you do seem like a humble guy, so I know you're probably not going to be that honest with this answer. But what are we shooting these days? Like how good are you? Are you playing the best?
I'm
you've
like
ever
kind of
played?
like I'm like a solid 10 handicap. So
Great.
yeah, so I did break 70 a few times last year. Strangely, haven't done it
70.
this year.
Bro, wait,
Sorry,
you were in
break
the
80.
60s? Oh,
80.
okay.
No, break 80. So that was kind of
I
actually
was
my
going to
son.
say he's not that goddamn humble.
No,
Yeah, broken 70.
my son and I broke 80 the same day, so that was kind of cool.
That's very cool.
And then so now I'm kind of like, I'm like a 3 handicap for 15 holes and a 20 handicap for 3 holes. That's pretty much how my day goes most of the time.
When you said you broke 70, I was like, damn, I could see what the Globe and Mail saw in this guy.
What's crazy though is I don't know if you've had that experience or had the experience of playing with guys who break 70. I have. I'm lucky. I have had probably it's already happened 3 or 4 times, and it's the most boring round of golf,
Yep,
right?
totally.
Like my 82 is fucking. You could write a novel about it. His 68 is it's like so dull.
Fairways and greens. That's it.
Yeah, there's no protagonist in that one. You're just directly. It's just right at the hole.
Yeah, it's like he's an accountant. I'm like, I'm like I don't know what I am, but
Bad
I'm
accountant.
not an accountant. I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
Have you ever played with either an athlete or someone of note that you were intimidated by?
That's a good question. I mean, I've certainly been intimidated tons of times. It doesn't take much. I call it, golf anxiety disorder. So I definitely get anxious, playing with good players or people who, like it's the first time they're playing with you and, you don't want to, you don't want like I'm pretty much over it, but this idea of like somebody's going to play golf with me and like I'll go and shoot like 101 and they're going to tell, oh, that fucking guy from Sportsnet, oh my god, he's terrible. So that kind of thing. But like golf's the great equalizer, right? Like I played with a former NBA guy last year, and I mean this guy was a world-class athlete at his best. Like like he was played in the NBA 8 or 9 years, and he was a terrible golfer. He wasn't like, like every once in a while he could hit it like farther than any human who didn't play in the NBA, but that's not the game, right? And I remember this guy John Lashway, who was the Raptors' first media relations guy, and I think he played golf at like Portland State or maybe Oregon State, something like that. He played college golf, and he's a very unassuming, normal dude. And he used to work for the Portland Trailblazers when like they were at their peak with Clyde Drexler, Terry Porter, and and these guys are like Hall of Fame, 1 in 10 million athlete type people, and they would go play golf, and John, who looks like your neighbor, would crush them. You know what I mean? And and they would go crazy, and he'd be like, "Yep, too bad for you." So no, I don't have any great. Trying to like, I'm sure I do. I just off the top of my head, I can't think of any great like celebrity stories where I either shined or was embarrassed.
I was the last time I was nervous, I played with Monty, and the only reason I was nervous because he was wearing basketball shorts at a private club.
Oh yeah, that would do it. I'm surprised they didn't make him change. I got invited to play at Toronto Hunt Club, and with actually somebody I met through Twitter, funny enough, but great dude, Gourmet Spud, very funny Twitter follow. And anyway, we were on the putting green, and Toronto Hunt's like a little 9-hole super, it's not like super exclusive or anything, but it's just like this super quaint little pocket. And I'm on the putting green, and this guy kind of walks over and he literally sniffs at me, And I'm like, what? And the guy who was hosting me had to run in the clubhouse and buy me white socks.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Really?
So yeah, those places do still exist.
What kind of socks were you wearing? What color?
I think I was wearing like black, not ankle socks. Like I think I was probably wearing basketball socks, kind of rolled low, and they weren't kosher. So,
Well, maybe that's the one thing.
but
With,
I gotta say, basketball shorts at the private club, that's a little. Even at the
that's what-
public course, it's a little weak. I gotta say.
Well, that's what they say about golf and basketball shorts. Basketball shorts are the big equalizer on golf courses.
I don't know.
People are just like, I can't.
Like,
deal
like
with
I'm
this.
kind of like I'm not like Mr. Tradition by any stretch, but I am kind of like, you know what, if you're gonna play golf, like, you know, might as well invest in some golf shorts and a shirt. Like, you know.
Well, ironically, Monty wears golf shorts when he plays basketball. That's the weird part.
and you look like a loser doing that too.
Well, see, my hypothesis is it's just all cloth.
Yeah, I mean, like, and you're right. You're right. But you know, like you know, it's like I said, it's like there's you can kind of go off on a tangent, right? But and I mean, but I would say one of the things I do like about golf is it really is important that that you know, and there's a lot of analogies you can draw from it, but you know, your experience really how much pleasure you take in your experience really begins and ends at how much it affects the next person's experience, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
you know, like, I mean, and that's why like the rules are important, more or less, you know, certainly if, you know, there's different points where you got to observe them, but you know, like showing up on time, you know,
Yeah.
not being a dick,
Yeah.
respecting, you know, kind of the order and the kind of rules around playing. You know, I kind of value that stuff, right? Because it's in a bigger picture. It's like, you know, we're all here for a good time, but if your good time is by definition something that's going to bother my good time, then, you know, that ain't
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
Oh,
you
I
know,
would agree. I would agree
that's
with
my
you on that,
definition
Mike.
of tradition. So your basketball shorts, they're fine. I just think they make you look silly.
I think the Grange Scott Golf Apparel Company would be amazing with basketball socks and shorts, and who knows what's going on top. That would be
Yeah. Believe me,
this is a
there's
new venture.
people who know me would like if I was talking with someone dressed at golf, they would be. I would definitely get the you. I was playing in Nova Scotia, and some friends of mine were like, "Dude, just go to Sport Check. You buy golf socks. Like, not that big a deal." So.
Well, that's why I don't see why me wearing Daisy Dukes should infringe on anybody else's good time. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I think
Dear God.
I think it's time.
How many
to end
depends
it.
on how many private parts we're sliding out in hockey.
Okay, I'll give you that.
That's why he wears the long socks to cover it
Yeah,
up.
there's a lot. It's a lot of private parts. I think it's time. I think it's time, Monty, for the par five.
So a lot of people have been telling me this is a par five.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
That just Michael has no idea what's going on. That's the intro to the par
Is this
five
sponsored?
questions. It is. Well, somewhat so. Not yet. Not quite. But
Okay.
it's not. I
We're
don't
like
know what
Sesame
it's
Street.
talking
We're sponsored by the number 5 so far.
Yeah, that's good.
about. Question number 1: your favorite golf course?
I'm gonna go with it's kind of a little bit. You know, I should have studied for this. I've played some awesome courses once.
Mhm.
You know, I played Augusta once.
Wow.
I played Royal County Down once. You know, so I've had some kind of neat experiences, but I'm not one of the guys who kind of remembers every hole of every golf course I play.
Mhm.
And I'm really, and quite honestly, it really matters more to me how I play or who I play with. Ideally, it's a combination of both. So I'm going to say the the golf course I played that gave me the most favorable first impression. It really kind of made my jaw drop. Was probably Kings Barnes in Scotland. I was there. It's like kind of right adjacent to the old course in St. Andrew. and it's new though. I mean, now it's probably 30 years old, but I guess I was there in 2000, I think, and it had almost just opened to the public. And so they were allowing some journalists on it and stuff like that. And I think I played the group behind Gary Player, which is kind of
Wow.
cool.
Jesus.
And didn't play super well or anything like that, but it's got a real Pebble Beach feel. Like half of it's kind of along the ocean, and and it's a kind of updated version of a classic links. And I just remember being blown away. So I'll say that, but it's a bit of a fraud because I've only played there once. So I couldn't even tell you. And remember the 11th hole? I can't do that for you, but I just remember, of all the courses I have been lucky enough to play, I remember walking off that one and going, that was just incredible.
Could you describe Gary Player's socks?
Well, I can't, because Gary Player wears all black pants and black. I think he wears different types of shoes, but his pants are below his. They're properly cuffed, so you don't even see him. He probably doesn't wear socks. That's the dirty secret of a Gary Player.
We've had I can't let this go, but we had Dan Quinn on, the former NHL player who has caddied at Augusta, but I don't know if he said, Daryl, do you remember, did he ever play Augusta? I don't think he said.
I don't remember. Did Dave Hempstead play Augusta? Because he was there.
No, he had just attended. He attended when Tiger won.
I mean, my story about playing Augusta, and
yes,
it's not that uncommon. Like, it's among, if you have enough golf writers on, eventually you have enough of them that'll have played Augusta, because if you cover it, you can put your name in a lottery, and basically about every 7 years, roughly, if you should get a chance to play it
around the tournament, like around the Masters.
The day after, it's the Monday of the tournament.
Christ.
So it's like the basically you have all these golf writers there and golf media there, and all they really fucking care about is, did they get pulled in the lottery? Which after that, like, we pretend we care about who won the Masters, not really. And so, but the sort of funniest story is, I think I played it in 2004, and it had been really rainy that week, and then on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, it got really hot and sunny, like seasonal. But when it had been raining, they had like put down all this material. And I still to this day don't know what kind of material it was, but on the, anywhere the pedestrian patrons were walking, they put all this stuff so people wouldn't slip and it wouldn't turn into a quagmire and all of that. And then kind of even I remember on Sunday, like there was kind of like this waft coming up, because I think literally stuff was fermenting underneath this layer they put down. And so on the Monday, it was like a super hot day, and it'd been quite hot now for about 3 straight days. And I'm not exaggerating, it smelled like a barnyard. Like, I'm not saying. And then the other thing that was kind of interesting about it was, so on TV, like obviously every nuance of the course looks incredible, because it is, but all of a sudden you take all the spectators away or patrons away, and you had these pristine fairways framed by like bogs. Like, I'm not exaggerating, like black muck everywhere. And it stunk. And then the round itself was like about 6 hours, because everyone's taking pictures and all of it.
Sure.
And then on top of that, I'm not going to get invited back, I'm pretty sure. On top of that, like,
they're not listening.
It's April, right? So I haven't like touched the club in 5 months. They don't let you go to the practice range or anything. You can kind of hit a putt or two. And so, you're for me anyway, I'm like a guy who can't even kind of hit a golf ball till about June. So it was like, I think literally I started on 10, and I think my first shot went like left into these guest cabins, and like you're not even allowed to go look over there. So anyway, but it was kind of like it's
surreal.
Yeah. But it is cool. Like, you play with a caddy, and you're on the green, and I always tell people, I think I played the par fives in like 3 over or something.
Wow.
And I'm not sure if I hit a fairway. Like, first of all, it's kind of an easy course in a way. Like, if you miss a fairway, there's always like a nice lie in the pine straw. Like, you're never like hurt, you're never screwed. And then, and then you're on the green, and the caddy's telling you putt to North York. And I'm like, yeah, but the hole's in Etobicoke. And he's like, no, putt to North York. And I'm like, okay. So you line your putt up, you hit it to North York and it turns left and ends up in Etobicoke. And I think I one putted at least 2 or 3 of the greens. So
Wow.
yeah.
Sweet. I love playing on the day where the groundskeepers are just weeping in the wings there with all the
It was
damage.
like, I'm not exaggerating. Like it was like, whoa. Like it was like, where's the barn animals?
It would
Anyway,
have been a lot like playing the day after Woodstock was done.
kind of, yeah.
Mud everywhere.
Very much, yeah.
The groundskeepers were like, we shouldn't have had Woodstock here. We're telling you.
This is pristine, hallowed ground, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
All
Also,
right.
big shout out to all 3 of us who heard the words pulled, and no one made a dick joke. Well done,
Nope.
everybody.
Yeah,
Well done.
congratulations. 3 comedians. Question number 2, Michael, you can put together your ideal foursome. With the caveat being no PGA, LPGA, or live players. Who is rounding out your foursome?
I can't play with Patrick Reed.
No.
All right, fine. Patrick Reed, Greg Norman, and I kind of so obviously my favorite foursome would be my wife, my daughter, and my son. Okay, can I just say that?
That's a great answer.
So that was emotional. I feel a tear welling up.
But apart from that, my next would be, I was thinking about this, I think Barack Obama, Charles Barkley, and I really, it's really tough between, then it's a real tough one, because it'd be like, you gotta have Barack Obama because he's like the most interesting human ever. Plus, I think he'd be fun, and he's like an okay golfer, not a great golfer. Barkley, obviously, you'd take all his money, that'd be good. And then, it's kind of like, Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry, I would love to play golf with him, just to get in his kitchen. I think it's possible. I think Michael Jordan, just because, presuming he didn't cheat on his handicap, which he probably does. You could say he beat Michael Jordan, like that'd be pretty cool.
Sure.
And then Steph Curry obviously would be another candidate, because he's just a great human and clearly a pretty amazing golfer. So might have to flip a coin at that point, but I might go with Kyle Lowry, just because for the local flavor, and I know Kyle like a little bit, and it would be one of those games where you'd just be in each other's brain the entire 18 holes, and it'd be fun.
That's great. So some people that we ask this question do it for the experience of like interacting with people, and some just want to sit back and watch the interactions with people. Given your day job, I got to imagine you would be extroverted and sort of engaging with this threesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. What I've kind of really started to enjoy about golf more is as I've gotten a little more confident in my skills, a little bit more steady in my game, I really kind of enjoy competing. So like, it's not, and the caveat is like, I'm not like some rules hound but
Sure.
Like I'm sure you have the same experience. I have a few friends who are kind of like-minded, and like from the minute you show, and we're playing 5, 5, and 5. Like it's not about the money; it's about the opportunity to watch your friend crumble under pressure, or or you deal with your own neuroses, right? Like it's it's fun, it's funny, and like I'm a kind of person where I can get along with people on all kinds of levels, but when you kind of reach a level where you can really say horrible things to them, I feel like that's when you're closest. So I think to kind of have that kind of, and I feel like Charles Barkley would facilitate that very easily. I think Barack Obama seems like a pretty fun dude. And I think everything I've heard about Kyle Lowry and my own experiences with him are, he'd be a really fun guy to play golf with.
Do the Raptors, I know the Leafs have like a golf tournament every year. Do the Raptors do that?
Not really. Like Nick Nurse, he had a foundation event this year, which Kyle played in. no, they've never really done like the formal thing. I mean, there's a, you know, and I don't know why exactly, like, you know, and like Nick Nurse golfs. I don't, you know, I know Masai Ujiri doesn't. I don't really know if there's a guy on the team right now who's a big golfer. So it's probably, I think it's just probably a little bit of that. It's like, you know, it's, you know, like I think in hockey, you know, I think golfing is almost a ubiquitous sort of off-season activity. Whereas in the NBA, it's a little bit more pockets of, like, there's definitely guys who play and who are like, you know, can't not play, but it's not quite as widespread. I think less guys grow up playing it as well, probably.
Is Lowry supposed to be good?
I think he's like I think he's good. Like, I think he's somewhere in that probably 6 to 10 range, I think. Probably closer to 6. And you know, so he's you know, last time I talked to him about this, he was in Miami, and I think he told me he was an 8. And I was like, dude, you like play every day, you live in Miami, that's terrible. And, like, come on.
Already starting the head.
You're out
games.
of, you have no
Yeah.
more excuses, I said. Because he used to tell me here, he'd be like, he'd say, well, you know, it's winter, man, I can't play here, you know, I'm like, you know, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, well, you've got no excuses, maybe you're stuck. But I'm sure he could, I'm sure he's, I think he's a good golfer, I guess is what I would say. My impression.
Question number 3, on a hot summer day, what are you ordering from the bar cart? So we're talking like a nice hot, like 30, 31 degree day. You're
Yeah,
on hole
yeah.
number 7. Bar cart
Right.
comes around. It's an afternoon. It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
What
I
do you
have a lot of protocols as it relates to drinking.
Love it.
So if I'm playing good, like, I probably don't go above Rattler. You know, it's kind of lame, you know, but if I'm like, you know, if I'm like 1 over through 6 and the bar cart comes, like, I might go Rattler, just be polite. You don't want me the loser who drinks nothing. But flip side of that would be, you know, my experience with drinking is you either got to be drunk, right? Just
Sure.
drinking, or like just keep it like, don't drink, because there's no worse feeling than like having, you know, a pint and you know, it hits you like a ton of bricks because it's like 35 degrees and you're dehydrated, and then you go double and you feel like a moron. So so I'm either like, my protocol on drinking is either start early and keep going,
Yeah,
and you're just
yeah.
going to drink that round, and I've shot some great rounds doing that, or just fake it. There's a guy I play with who brings chilled vanilla vodka, and he calls it birdie juice. And any time anyone in the foursome gets a birdie, like, he breaks out this vanilla vodka, and I played with him twice, and literally I was like having really good rounds, and all of a sudden had terrible rounds, which can happen absent any
Sure.
alcohol whatsoever. And then so the third time I was playing with him, I was the same thing. I was playing great, and I was like, Dave, I'm not doing this. I'm sorry. I'll and so he started giving me like these little big
Micro
quarter
shots.
ounce shots.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, didn't like mock me forever for doing that, but yeah. But I like all alcohol, but you know, a Rattler is sort of like a safe, face saving option. It tastes good.
Is birdie juice an Ontario thing? Because
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you exactly. I don't think so. It seems impossible, doesn't it?
Because I
You
grew up
never
in
had
Nova
it?
Scotia, never
Nothing?
heard of such a
No.
thing. You think Nova
Okay.
Scotia would be everybody doing that, but that's
Well, yeah, no, they'd be like bogey juice, triple bogey juice. Oh, yeah, you know, every putt juice, like they'd be, yeah. I think the answer there would be, in Nova Scotia is like, we don't need to call it anything. We call it drinking.
yeah.
Yeah, we're just coming with juice.
Yeah.
I
Good
also like
juice.
that you subtly threw in there the phrase "losers don't drink."
What do you mean, me?
Yeah, you said that.
Well, yeah, it's embarrassing. Like, I mean, like, you know, like, I'm not proud of it. Like, I'm not like going like, oh, this guy really is. It's so important for this guy to shoot 82 that he's not going to drink with us. Okay, fine, you fucking loser. But, you got to be you, man. You got to be you.
I love it. Okay, question number 4. Either you can pick from either of these two questions. Either the angriest you've ever seen someone on the golf course, or how do you keep from losing it on the golf course? It seems like you've run the.
How do you know the
gauntlet of
angriest I've ever
emotions.
seen anybody wasn't me?
Well, this is
well,
it. It could very well be. Yeah.
The angriest I've ever seen anybody. I mean, I mean, I'm kind of old enough now that it's, you know, the most you kind of get is, you know, is kind of like the club drops, you know, with guys, and like you don't get the full on temper tantrums very often anymore. You know, I've seen my son like almost like literally like almost dissolve in like tears, almost not tears. It's just the excruciatingness of it sometimes. I, like a lot of people, I've made a conscious effort recently, or not recently, in the last few years, and I've gotten better and better, just, you know, not losing it, which doesn't mean I haven't. So what do I do? So I'll go with the, what do I do not to get mad? Is that it?
Yeah.
Well, I've been, I kind of do a lot of reading and podcast listening and things like that. And really, you know, it's like everything in life, it comes down to managing expectations, right? So the more informed you are, and, you know, we're kind of in a really interesting world golf-wise, right? Where there's so much data now because of ShotLink and TrackMan and Arcos, all these like systems out there that track thousands and thousands of shots, your shots and everyone else's shots. And you can, you know, and then people will interpret that data and they'll be like, yeah, guess what? If you're from 100 yards and you get it to within 25 feet, you know, that's kind of the dispersion of what a scratch player would be. So, you know, so if you hit it to 30, which, you know, you'd be frustrated with, but you shouldn't be, because you're basically kind of in the, you know, so once you kind of get more informed about that stuff, and, you know, guess what? Like, unless you're a tour player, if you're outside 30 feet, there's a pretty good chance you're going to 3-putt. So don't get mad. That sort of stuff has helped a lot. Just kind of really understanding what the expectations are. Deep breathing. Like, and the answer to the question is like, I spend a lot of time trying not to lose my mind playing golf, and externally am sort of successful, but internally I'm a mess.
We're also like, we get messed up by the coverage on TV whenever we watch pro golf too, because we see them, they broadcast them sinking 10 footers all the time. And so we think, and I think the actual tour rate is like 60% on 10 footers.
It's not, it was like 50% 8 feet.
It's even less than that. Yeah, I think you're right. 50% from 8 feet. It literally is, and not to make light of it, but it is like watching golf on TV is like what to real golf is what porn is to real sex. Like it's you know, it's just not, it represents nothing. So and it can screw up your expectations, you know what I mean? It's like no. And so it's like, I was at the Canadian Open this year, and I stood with a friend of mine on it was I can't remember which hole, but it was, you know, a par 4 green and a par 3 tee. And we just kind of stood there and probably watched 15 groups go by, and they all sucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
like,
you know, like it was about a 210-yard par 3, and like I probably not even half the guys hit the green. You know what I mean? So,
and using your analogy, like the porn analogy, if you try it, you're going to probably be disappointed and injured somehow.
Something like that. But it's kind of like, it's not only like golf on TV it's not only, first of all, that the 156 guys playing are better than anyone you've even imagined playing with. That's number one. And that, but they don't even show them. They're only showing the top 20 guys, and they're not even showing them. They're only showing their best shots. So it's like this completely distorted version of what real golf is. And you know, you see it all the time when you play with guys, and you know, they get mad because they've missed 2 or 3 20-footers.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, you're gonna miss probably all of them. So
exactly.
Don't get mad, you know. Lag it up.
Also, using your porn analogy, I play a lot of golf with my stepsister and my step.
I've never watched porn. This is just
you know? Well, Daryl can tell you all about it.
I've been married for 5 years now. I don't remember.
Well, I'm outraged that golf has been doing this to us as far as our expectations go, but
Yeah, right.
I am relieved that porn is not realistic sex.
It's been a learning episode for Monty.
I mean,
Thank you,
maybe it
Michael.
is. I don't know. It's in my experience.
I'm also glad that my driver is the normal size.
Very nice. Okay, the final question, Michael. Your favorite golf moment, either something you've experienced personally or watching on TV, or I guess for you live in person.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, I have a lot of personal ones that just aren't that interesting. I guess they're interesting to me, but not, like, me having a particular round in a particular moment. It's not that interesting. I don't have like some magical experience. I would say, the one thing I was lucky enough to see live and in person that stuck with me for a long time was at the U.S. Open at Pebble Beach in 2000. When I used to work at the Globe and Mail, and this is again 2000, so we didn't even have we might have had a website. I don't think we did then, but we didn't have a Sunday paper. And so I would go to away to these events, and you'd be working all day, all week, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday was kind of like you went to the golf course, but you didn't really have to file anything. You were just kind of a spectator, and so you could do whatever you wanted. And so I followed Tiger Woods and Thomas Bjorn, who at the time I'm pretty sure was like, I think he was 8th or 9th in the world. Like he was sort of at his peak, and he was in second place in the tournament. I think I'm gonna say he was 4 shots back of Tiger, and the conditions were horrible. Like it was really hot and dry and windy, and earlier in the week had been all wet and foggy, and the course was just playing incredibly difficult. I think the course average that day was like 76 or 77, and I should look it up. I could, but I'm too lazy. But I'm going to say Tiger shot 70 and Thomas Bjorn shot 80. And, and I was just amazed by that in a way, like how, like, this guy could be 10 shots better than like the 8th best player in the world.
Yeah, right.
The 8th best, like Thomas Bjorn was like, oh, he's incredible, right? But he just was struggling. He just couldn't make it. It was so difficult. And Tiger just was grinding and grinding and grinding. And it was a real privilege to see that from the vantage point I did, and have the good fortune to just to follow every shot, like not have to go away and write something or chase some other group or whatever it might be. And that guy is like, he's clearly had his ups and downs right outside of golf, but within the ropes, he's amazing, and was lucky. It was really great to cover him, literally at his very best.
In a situation like that, this is more about like your work style, but are you taking notes on the course, or are you just filing things in your brain?
Okay. Oh yeah, taking notes and kind of just trying to see how it all fits. And I look back and I feel like I covered a lot of that stuff pretty well. Like I feel like it was like this ongoing serial, right? Because I'm covered his when he won 4 straight, the Tiger Slam, I covered all 4 of those.
Wow.
I probably covered at least 9 or 10 of his majors. And so you really felt like you really understood him and his game and the context of it. And it was really fun to be part of it.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Thank you for your time, man. This was very generous of you.
Are we done?
Well, we don't have
to keep talking.
We can. Let's keep talking golf. What do you want to talk about?
I will stop because I literally could talk all night. But we go through hole by hole. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's go.
You got the notes?
Go on here about. No. Anyway, what I'm working on? No. The golf talk is interesting mostly only to the funny thing about talking golf, and I have a few friends, and like we each pretend to be interested in each other's like golf round, game, day, whatever it might be, so that, out of courtesy, so the other person can,
Sure.
evaluate, like, we're as not interested in each other's rounds as everybody else, but we're courteous enough to pretend to listen. Whereas like everyone else in your life is like, no, like, we don't want to hear about it. So it's like, so anyway, it's fun to actually have three guys pretend to be interested in my golf games.
Oh my God.
Buddy, you can come back on and tell us about each individual game each week if you want.
Well, we'll see how this goes. I have a lot of, as I said, I like all addicts, I have layers. So we'll just keep it at that.
we all kind of geeked out a little bit when you said yes. When you actually responded, we all kind of freaked out. We're all Raptors
So do you,
fans
how
too, and-
serious are you guys into golf? Like clearly serious enough, or?
Yeah, I would say, as I said, like Daryl and I grew up playing, and but have sort of rediscovered, like, didn't play for a large portion of our 20s and 30s, and have kind of rediscovered it in our 40s. And Monty was a little bit of a late bloomer, I'll say, but
As the basketball shorts indicate, yeah.
Well, I've been playing for years, but yeah, I probably play maybe a couple times a week. And Nick, you're probably a couple times a week, right?
Yep.
Good for you guys. Good for you guys. But it's fun, man. I play at like at Osprey Valley in Caledon, which is, it's kind of like it's a semi-private club, I guess, but it's a great spot. They got 3 amazing courses there, and I am a guy, like, I have a different kind of groups of guys I like to play with, but literally I will, if I can wangle the opportunity, the time to play, I'll roll up there and just say, put me with whoever's playing. And, I'll walk up, hi, I'm Mike, and then get introduced to the other 3 guys. And I'm perfectly happy with that. And I've met so many interesting people, so many different walks of life. And, and it's kind of a cliche, but when you find someone, most people I play golf with in my experience, has always been very, very good. And it's a great way to kind of spend some time with strangers, let alone friends.
Well, if you ever want to play with 3 comedians, I'm a member at
How talky are you guys?
I wouldn't say for comedians we're overly talky. Would you guys?
You mean like trash talky, or?
Oh, well, trash talking is okay, but you know what I mean. It's like the one string I struggle with is talking and playing. I'm not very good at that. So
I don't think. I think
We don't really like each other, so it's pretty quiet.
I'll talk a lot of shit, but if you seem quiet or you're in one of your layers, I would stop talking to you.
I had a great experience this summer where I played with a guy who rode a cart, which I don't mind, but again, I think if you're like under 30, I'm a little like, okay, whatever. Wore his hat backwards again, fine. And was sort of not very good, and played music.
Oh dear.
And I'm like, like any one of those things, fine, but like it was a lot of things. But but in the end, it was just like, a super couldn't be nicer guy, and we got along great. And I struggle to think of an experience I've had playing golf where I haven't ended up having a pretty good day with guys.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: did he play country music?
What was interesting was I'm going to say he was 30, and I don't think he played one song that was made since he was born. I was like, what are you doing? Like at least play music that I might like I haven't heard 1,000 times. The music on the golf course is a whole different thing.
It really is.
Yeah, I find it pretty weird. I mean, these guys made me shut off. I was playing a lot of loud techno, and they were like,
The basketball shorts are one thing, but for God's sakes, man.
Well, it's kind of one of those things. It's sort of like I don't know where I land on it. It's kind of like, if I'm playing good, I love it. If I'm playing bad, like I come and smash whatever your device is.
Right.
So it's kind of. But the other thing too is like, it's a whole etiquette around it. Do you mind if I play my music? I'm like, what am I going to say?
Right.
Like,
No.
has anyone actually said no? Yeah, I do.
I know. Yeah.
Nobody.
I find it weird that now golf courses sell speakers.
Oh no!
Which,
like
growing up, that would never been a thing.
I played with a husband and wife who each had their own speaker, so they played like their own music. What the fuck?
What's the point of that?
I
Stage?
play with another guy who played Braveheart the entire round. Which was actually, we were playing at on the Heathlands, which is kind of like the Linksy style course at Osprey, and it was like dusk, and it was actually quite fitting. It was pretty good.
That's insane.
Well,
Yeah.
if you'd ever be so inclined, we'd love to play around with you.
All right, man.
We'll stay
Yeah,
in
for
touch.
sure.
And thank you
Yeah.
so much for your time, man. This was
right,
yeah,
super
this
cool
was
of you,
great.
and You were
Good
you
luck
were
with the
fantastic.
podcast. It was fun.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you
Appreciate
Thanks,
very
it.
man. Take it easy, Michael.
Thanks, guys.
Take care, man.
And something distracted him.